Hello and welcome back to SP's editing walkthroughs. I am from the GuineaGeek.com network, and I also host a podcast called Better Podcasting, which is dedicated to the hobby podcaster and helping you get your podcast either started or better or both. And what I've been doing here is I've literally been walking through my edits on one of the other shows that I do called Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. I first do the edit in Vegas Movie Studio 15.0 Platinum, and then I export the file, the audio file anyway, in as a FLAC into Audacity, and I complete the edit in Audacity. So a lot of the track effects and processing have already gone through. As you can see on the screen right now, I have a variety of different tracks. I have a cold opening, a pre-roll, intro music, voice intro. This is basically the exported track that has come in from Movie Studio, and then I've been inserting bumps as I go along as a differentiation between the segments. I'm halfway through the main topic, which is about a 30-minute segment. I'm halfway through it, and I'm hoping to finish it with this particular video. This is exactly where I stopped off before. If you have any questions, please leave them in the chat. I am streaming this live on Twitch, or later I will make the video available on YouTube. So go ahead and leave a comment down below with the time code of what you're talking about, and I will be able to answer your question. If you have a question about the particular software that I'm using, or the audio, or what to do, what not to do, that sort of thing. A lot of this is just manipulating the audio itself, because we do show notes, and as long as we kind of follow those show notes and go along, I don't have to switch topics back and forth, because we're already doing that within the show notes. We're well prepared basically before we go in to record one of these. Now, Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast. It's about the Marvel comic book universe in general, but right now we're covering Punisher. So if you have not seen Punisher and don't want to be spoiled, season 1 of Punisher, by the way, you go ahead and watch Punisher and then come back and watch this video. The next video, by the way, we will be going over the news section. So if you want to skip this and go over to the news section, that's fine too. But a lot of what happens in the edit happens in the main topic. So if you want to see the main stuff that happens, this is where it is. And go watch Punisher and come back, or be okay with not being spoiled. Or maybe you've already seen Punisher and this is a good refresher. But we will be actually listening to the file and making changes as I go along, because that is how I do the edit. And with that, here we go. On the elliptical, I saw this starting to happen, and I was like, oh, heck yes, this is awesome.
I thought to myself, the Fast and the Furious part of the episode?
That, or, I mean, it's the whole bullet car chase, because it was actually a classic bullet car, you know, the Mustang, and then you had the new Mustang. So you had Mustang
always
versus
by
Mustang.
American.
Yeah. Going after each other, and it was just awesome. I was like, yeah, it was a guy moment for me, at least. I really enjoyed it, because you don't really think of Frank as a skilled race car driver or chase driver. I mean, he's a skilled everything else, but as far as a driver, you don't think of Frank as a driver, and I think he did pretty good.
Where did he learn to do that, do you think?
I'd like to think that 17-year-old Frank was street racing.
Good point.
So there is that, and also I feel obligated to point out that if you're doing convoys out in Afghanistan and in Iraq, you did learn defensive and offensive driving stuff for that. Anybody that's been out there and has been a driver, you learn that stuff when you go out there. Also, if he happened to be in like the diplomatic corps at any one time, they learn that same sort of stuff too with regular cars. So I don't regular cars. So I want to massage this. I want to make it better, but I don't think I can. Maybe stuff too with regular cars. So I did a little bit, not much, but a little bit. I took out the second with, and the TH that's at the end of the with kind of blends together. It's like that S sound that I was talking about in previous videos, and it just seems to work. Stuff too with regular cars. So I don't know what's Frank's background, but it could have been 17-year-old Frank. It could have been Frank in the service. I don't know. But so he did that, and Dinah did pretty good too. That was pretty cool. She was like, I'm on it. And unfortunately, nobody else was following her. I don't understand why the rest of her team didn't go after her. I don't know.
Because the plot demanded
Yeah.
that
Pretty
it was
much.
a one-on-one.
When did Frank pick up the flamethrower?
I don't know. Just suddenly there.
I don't know if I need the pick up the flamethrower.
I don't know. Just.
I don't know if I'm going to do that. The flamethrower.
I don't know. Just suddenly there was a flamethrower.
I mean, he's looking for weapons, and all of a sudden he
Maybe
has
when they
one.
stole the cars, there was a flamethrower there.
Okay. Don't need my little scoff laugh there.
Stole the cars, there was a flamethrower there.
Okay. Maybe.
Because plot. Did you not read the script?
Actually, no, I did not. We should start reading the. They have to be available now. Okay.
Yeah, there's like some sites where you can find.
Don't need the okay and don't need the long breath leading in. To be available now.
Yeah, there's like some sites where you can find the scripts.
So the car chase was good. I was unexpectedly happy to see the car chase. Once again, I have not seen any of this series yet. This is my first watch through, and I believe it's the first watch through for Lauren, Michelle, and Haley. So
Yes.
none of us know what's going to happen. And at this point, I don't think any of us have really been spoiled because we haven't been looking for it. And it's been almost been out a year. So it's not like, and it's been almost been out a year. So it's not looking for it. And it's been almost been out. And it's been almost just didn't sound right. And pick out where to cut it. We haven't been looking for it, and it's almost been out a year, so it's not like out there. And so, by the way, A is one of those sounds where you can just cut in. I is another one that you just can cut in, so you don't have to worry about fading in with a or a I sound. It's just the way the waveform works. If it's too much of a jump, like you're catching it in the middle of a spike, then you might need to fade in or just choose another spot. You know, you really have to get into it. But the way it mostly works is how it worked here, and I was okay to do it without doing the fade in. Been spoiled because we haven't been looking for it, and it's almost been out a year, so it's not like out there in social media right now. So anyway, it was a pleasant surprise. I was grateful to see it, and there you go. All right, let's move on into. Don't need the all right. There you go. It's fine enough. See it, and there you go. Let's move on into Frank having to help out Sarah Lieberman in order to get his guns. What did Micro think was going to happen with that interaction?
He was so jealous.
Well, and Frank was doing it on.
Jealous.
Well, and Frank was doing it on purpose. It's like, you're gonna hold my mission hostage? Okay, I'm gonna hit on your wife.
Micro sends Frank, go take care of my wife. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to take care of your wife.
I'll take care of your wife, all right.
Exactly.
I'm here to fix the plumbing.
Leo does a great job, though. I mean, hats off to her. With YouTube, by the way, nowadays, you can fix just about anything.
Yeah, I've fixed a Keurig and a toilet with YouTube.
I fixed my garbage disposal twice with YouTube. It's great.
Thanks, YouTube.
Rebuilding an engine with YouTube, but that's like more complicated, so it takes a little while. Let me get rid of that like that's more complicated, so it takes a little while. It's more complicated, so it takes a little. Get rid of the so too.
Thanks, YouTube.
Rebuilding an engine with YouTube, but that's more complicated. It takes a little while.
Gotta watch the videos more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like step by step, so it's not like all in one. You don't get one 20-minute video. It's like 100 20-minute videos in order to do that. And I thought that was interesting. They maintain communication, and Frank was like, if you need somebody, I'm available. So I'm available. I just wanted to go in here. I say I twice. If I really wanted to, I could dive in here. I'm, 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 huh. There is also a tick there. I'm. All right, I now have a mission with that tick. I need to get the tick out. Now, where is that tick? Here's a little thing. Playback speed, 0.6. Looks to me like it's somewhere around there. So if I choose an I'm right there. You have to judge the magnitude of both sides, right? So that side at the end is like 1.5 on top and 2 on bottom. Trying to get the end of the M. That's an M sound, right? By the way. Nope, I can already tell. It's not going to work. Somebody, I'm available. Somebody, I'm available. Somebody, I'm available. I'm because that is when it's starting to be available. I don't think this is going to work. It's probably about the best that it's going to be. And I'm going to try to repair it. Just try to get it as best as I can. Somebody, I'm available. Somebody, I'm available. Somebody, I'm available. Somebody, I'm available. That is weird because wow. Where it's sticking is not where I did the cut. Need somebody, I'm available. So this interaction is going to continue. I was wondering at the beginning of the season when we went through the casting list and we went through all of the Liebermans. I'm like, why are we talking about? Because why are we talking? Why? Get rid of that why. And Frank was like, if you need somebody, I'm available. So this interaction is going to continue. I was wondering at the beginning of the season when we went through the casting list and we went through all of the Liebermans. I'm like, why are we talking about? Because I didn't think Micro's family was going to be a part of it. Obviously, they're going to be in most of the, if not all of the episodes. So we're going to see more of this interaction as things go on. Let's talk about acting special agent in charge, Dinah Madani, because I think she's doing pretty good. I think she would have handled the heist, the arrests, if Frank had not gotten involved. And I think she's been keeping her head down. And I think she's been. This is going to be a tough splice. Yep. And I think she's been keeping her. Wow, that worked. And that worked again because of that great S sound. You can just splice in between as long as you can try to get the same amplitude in there. That's how that worked. Gotten involved. And I think she's been keeping her head down as she's been told by Raffi. And I think now, though, we're going to see a different face. Just going to delete that. Now, though, we're going to see a different face from Madani.
Well, yeah, because she's going to be the one saying Frank Castle's
Madani. Mandani. Mandani. M-A-D-A-N-I. Mandani. Different face from Madani.
Well, yeah, because she's going to be the one saying Frank Castle is still alive. He's the one that did this. And people are going to be saying, nah, he's dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's gonna seem she's gonna seem like she's telling weird stories.
Do you think she's gonna admit?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's gonna seem she's gonna seem like she's telling weird stories. Yeah.
Oh.
She's gonna seem like she's telling weird stories.
Do you think she's gonna admit that it's Frank?
If she's smart.
To that, I think part of the reason why there's so many breaths leading into Lauren's statements right now is there's a lot of background noise that the denoiser in movie studio is trying to get rid of. There's a lot of fan background noises, and because the signal to noise ratio is so great, you're not seeing a lot of that except for when she's talking. You can clearly hear it if you're listening with good monitoring speakers or headphones. I know I'm going to be able to tell in the car, but here you don't really hear it when she's not speaking, which is great. When she's taking a breath, it's kind of the breath combined with that background noise, and it's loud enough that it's coming through. So that's one of the reasons I've just been deleting it. Admit that it's Frank?
If she's smart, no. Because, a dead guy.
It might be one of those things where she and Sam start looking into it on their own.
Yeah.
Sam, by the way, is an awesome, I don't want to call him a sidekick, but I'll just call him awesome. Awesome. I don't want to call him a sidekick, but I'll just call him a sidekick because he's a character to watch throughout. Because he's just a character. He's a character to watch throughout this whole thing. So I'm glad that there's a Sam Stein to watch in this. It's entertaining.
Yeah, he seems like a good dude, and I really hope that he's not like a dirty cop or something. Like a dirty cop. Like a dirty cop.
I want to get rid of that but I'm going to leave it in there because there's so much of a tonal difference that I'm not sure a natural person would say what she says over here on the left and then come in so quiet on the A.
That he's not like a dirty cop or something.
But he probably is, because we can't have two good cops partnered together.
Can we?
I don't think it's happened yet in these series.
I guess not.
Like, one of the cops always has to be dirty.
I mean, there's Lethal Weapon, buddy cop stuff.
That's not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, dude.
How do you know that Lethal Weapon is not a Marvel comic universe thing?
Okay.
You don't know either way.
Don't know.
So let's talk about something that's kind of a serious thing, and I'm glad it was brought up in this series, but I really cringe as to what's going on for Lewis, because Lewis seriously needs some help, and he wants nothing of it.
Yeah, it's that thing where people need to admit that they need help before. Like, you can only push people towards help so much without them also admitting, hey, I need help and wanting it. Whether it's PTSD or any other mental issue or an addiction or any other mental issue or an addiction issue, a physical issue, whatever it is, issue, a physical issue, whatever it is, there has to be that agreement with the person that, hey, I need help and need to actively be working with somebody.
Bees are, even though it might be a plosive, if I did the equalization and I took out everything, the bass cut, everything 200 hertz or below, I don't think it's going to sound right.
Be working with.
Maybe.
I need to actively be working with somebody to take this treatment, to be working towards this goal. And
the idea is with those plosives, they just move a heck of a lot of air because it is the bass sound, the minus or the 200 hertz and below. And when you have bigger speakers, it boom and kind of shakes your chest and stuff. It's not a good bass sound. It's a plosive sound, and it's like you're being jarred. And that's why I like to try to get rid of them.
Take this treatment to be working towards this goal. And he really doesn't see himself, despite everything that we've seen so far, as somebody who needs help.
The dude shoveled and dug a foxhole in his backyard. I'm assuming it's his parents' backyard, in his backyard, and he's living in it.
Yeah. The guy is in denial. He's in very deep denial. And it's, again, getting a bit real world.
I said in the video that I would go ahead and delete that. I just did.
And it's, again, getting a bit real world here. We are a real world here. We are a culture that very deeply stigmatizes mental health issues. And we stigmatize it especially so in men. And as far as I've heard,
I don't think that width was necessary.
ties it especially so in men. And as far as I've heard from friends that I've heard who serve in the military, there's an attempt to destigmatize it there, but it's still like, if there's something wrong with, quote unquote, wrong with you, then there is something wrong with you. And that's not how it is. All it is something wrong with you. And that's not how it is. All it is some people have a harder time processing issues than others, just like some time processing issue than others, issues.
That should be an easy one. Because there's a tonal difference, I'm going to leave the spaces on the left and right to create a little bit more additional space. We'll see what that sounds like.
Time processing issues than others.
If I put like 1.1 seconds in.
Time processing issues than others.
Maybe.
Have a harder time processing issues than others. Just have a harder time processing issues than others. Just like some people have a harder time processing insulin.
Just a note, I don't take out all the breaths. Right there, that was a very natural breath that occurred in, I think I hit the nail on the issues.
Some people have a harder time processing insulin than others. That's literally all it is. It's some people's brain chemistry works differently. That's literally all it is. It's some people's brain chemistry works differently. And by treating mental health as a moral failing, works differently. By treating mental health.
There, we'll do the same trick with the B. She must be really close on her mic right now. She doesn't normally have plosives, but it does happen from time to time. That's a way to get rid of them.
By treating mental health as a moral failing, we are also very deeply failing. We are also very.
I wanted to say we are also very, but that's not going to happen.
We are also very deeply failing. We are very.
Yeah. I can't get rid of that because it would sound weird. We are also very deeply failing a lot of very vulnerable people. And I hope, I don't know what we're going to see from Lewis, but the guy who's playing. Again, let's repeat the equalization. Okay, this is one of those cases. That this it's part of the butt that it's weird. You take out the lower end, and what's left is kind of a screech. So we'll see what's left once I've taken out that little screech.
Going to see from Lewis. But the guy who's playing him, I mean, physically, he looks like a friend of mine who is still in the military. And it's, I mean, already the actor's doing a fantastic job of playing him with a lot of empathy. And it's breaking my heart every time. It's breaking my heart every time he's on screen.
Yeah, right. Because even when he goes through the anvil process at the beginning and he's helping out people and everything, he's a good guy, but he's a very, very flawed character right now. And for him to go back into that wet work, let's face it, this is a CIA hit team that they're getting together. And for him to go back into that, he would break at some point in time when he's over there. And Curtis warns against it. I don't want this guy. I like this guy, but I don't want him. This guy. I like guy. I like this guy, but I don't want him watching my back because bad things are going to happen. So Curtis, for his part, speaks up. He's like, yes, I've seen this. Something needs to be done. And you had Billy say, yeah, you're right. And regardless of where the character Billy Russo is going to go, I think he did the right thing here. He checked up on the guy. He found out that the guy wasn't cut for this sort of stuff, at least not right now in his headspace. And he couldn't be a part of Anvil. And it's tough, but I think that those were all the right moves.
No, the thing is, it's absolutely the right choice. And I think it was presented as absolutely the right choice. But it's also really heartbreaking because this guy, he gets his hopes up and he's doing so well. Like you see him just kind of fitting in there. You go back a couple episodes to where Frank and Micro are talking about torture, and it's, the absence of routine. That's what breaks you. And this kid, he had a routine, and the routine was what was keeping him functioning. And now he has the absence of that routine, and he's not doing well without the routine that had kept him propped up. And he was just trying to go back to somewhere where he would have that structure again. And they're denying it to him in his mind.
Yeah, we haven't seen the last of him, obviously. That this is a get rid of my you're there.
In his mind.
We haven't seen the last of him, obviously. That this is a storyline that they're going to take through for a lot of, I believe, good reasons. They're showing us that this stuff really does happen and what can happen and what is available to help people as well along the way. I think that's good, at least for now. And I think it's only good. That's good, at least. All right. Little splice action right there. That should work. I think that's good, at least for now. And I think it's only going to end, as far as the story goes here in The Punisher, I think it's only going to end badly. Ugh. Sure, I think it's only going to end badly. I think it's only going to end. I don't know. This might shorten it up. Punisher, I think it's only going to end badly. But hopefully, maybe, I don't know, maybe Frank comes in and saves the day. We'll see. Or Curtis, or even comes in and saves the day. Or Curtis, or even Billy.
I'm hoping there's a happy ending here and real.
Or even Billy.
I'm hoping there's a happy ending here, and realistically, I don't think so, knowing the tone of the show.
Yeah. Well, we're all anxious to see what's going to happen. Matter of fact, Haley, any predictions that you want to throw down right now on what's going to happen in the next episode or 3?
I think we're going to start to see the beginning of Dinah's investigation into Frank Castle. And I'm betting that's going to be a storyline that develops throughout the season. And Frank is finally going to have some guns. So I think we're going to see him being the Punisher.
Right. It's been a while. He was the Punisher in episode 1, but kind of slipped under the radar for a few months. Lauren, any predictions?
Madani is going to hunt down Frank, and eventually they're going to work together. And I don't know, just a funny one, just to try to lighten up the mood. Micro's wife is going to lighten up the mood. Micro's wife is going to hit on Pete, and it's going to be real awkward for everyone.
Yeah, in full view of the cameras too, I'll bet. Well, he's coming back to fix the headlight on the car, which, by the way, I've done that before, and on a minivan, it's a little bit difficult to do. So,
Do you think he's gonna bring a pizza with him?
Probably. We didn't get Karen Page in this episode. I don't know how many episodes she's in, and we didn't get Claire either. And I don't know if she's in the series or not, but looking forward to seeing both of those if they'd pop up again.
I will say for Claire, Frank does not seem like the type of person that she would be as willing to help.
No, but if he gets banged up or somebody he's working with gets banged up.
No, I think Frank would stitch himself up.
Yeah, he is definitely the type.
What if Micro got hurt, seriously hurt, though?
Frank would stitch him up.
I think Frank would get Karen and Karen would get Claire, but I don't know. We'll see. For those of you that have seen the series and are yelling into your podcast earbuds, whatever, we're sorry. We're just speculating right now. All right. Next week, though. Get rid of that. All right. Speculating right now. Next week, though, we're going to see the next episode of The Punisher, episode 5, called Gunner. We're looking forward to that. In the meantime, Lauren, if people want to listen to other great geeky content, what would you recommend to them?
Well, you can try out On the Bubble podcast. The most recent episode, Friday Night Lights, is episode 29.
I don't know if I can get rid of that. Yep.
Is episode 29. From early Facebook and light bulbs to eye drops and plastic footballs, the Friday Night Lights fan campaign is one of the more respected renewal campaigns of the 2000s. In this episode, we take a look at the historic fan campaign for NBC drama Friday Night Lights. Again, that's On the Bubble podcast, episode 29.
Okay. Gonna end it right there. I'm gonna actually go to, here we go, and Daredevil. I don't know if this is the one. Yep. That's the one I'm using. The original Daredevil bump. And that's it. What I'll do is I will finish up next stream. It's only, it might take 2, but it's only 15 minutes left. And then I will go ahead and finish up the posting after I've added in the post-credit audio, because I would like for that to be a surprise to our listeners. So go ahead and download the podcast if you want to hear that post-credit stuff. And we will see you back in a little bit. I got to record Gonna Geek tonight. So after I record Gonna Geek, I should be awake enough to pull off that last 15 minutes. Hopefully. Until then, I got to take a little break before Gonna Geek. And thank you for watching. If you have any questions, go ahead and hit me up on Twitter at Stargate Pioneer, or on email, stargatepioneer@gonnageek.com, or hopefully you're watching this on YouTube after the case, and go ahead and leave a comment down below and with the time code of where your particular question is, and I'll get back to you with the answer. Thanks, guys. Have a great evening. Bye.